In the Mix is presented by Pika's Cafe Guam, located in the Star Building in Upper Tumon. Eat local, buy local, support local. Now open for dinner.
Hafid, everybody, and welcome back to our special edition of In the Mix, celebrating Mesa Chamorro. And again, we are still here in Umatic, and I'm with Roman Dela Cruz. And Roman, during the course of the weekend, you guys held a special slingshot competition, right?
Yes, yeah, we had a slinging event. Normally at this time of the year, you know, sports slinging on Guam has been in the development now for at least 4 years. But typically this time of the year, we've been competing in Mallorca in the international championships, trying to get familiar with the international scene and trying to get the international scene familiar with Guam. This year, we decided, however, building towards a 500-year campaign with the Historiaku Commission and the Umatic Mayor's Office, we decided to work with them instead to prepare for next year's 500th anniversary commemoration event. We decided instead we needed to get our feet wet here and need to focus on our immediate surroundings. So there's been all these independent, not so connected sling efforts on Guam. So building this event together, which was originally entitled Inetnun Zizupaktu, entitled Inachagin Zizupaktu, is we wanted to establish a gathering and give everybody a chance to hear what everybody else is trying to accomplish with slinging. So we held this event, a 3-day event, at the same time as this event in Mallorca, so that way we could join in the energy of a slinging planet right there. So they had 20 countries, no, I think they had 18 countries participate this year over there, not including Guam. They were missing Guam, we're missing them, but instead we decided to have this. So now we've been just sharing videos back and forth of the slinging efforts that's going on.
And just so for people who aren't aware, slinging, you know, we've seen it gain popularity over the past couple of years, but there's actually a rich, deep history to slinging.
Yeah, there's a rich, deep history to slinging on Guam, of course. It was like the sword to the samurai. It was documented to be the same thing among our people, even still today. Even though slinging has been hibernating for quite some period of time, there's still an abundant amount of artifacts that are still showing themselves in relatively modern day places. So a lot of us have been able to interpret that as the ancestors are still speaking. So this is something that they want us to do. So coming towards the 500, now we can give everybody a glimpse of what we're trying to accomplish, which is trying to commemorate pre-European contact life on Guam. So if you see right here, you got this. This is Carmen, and that's her grandson Ra. You know, so they have sometimes and her kids sling as well. So we have generations of slinging. So we've also read of this in different historical accounts. So now we're bringing it back. Hey, that one actually hit the board. No, but now this is our part in showcasing how Guam might have been in the days of the past. Slinging a stone is just like throwing a ball.
Right.
So the motion that you have with throwing a ball,
same.
At the end of it all is you want to have that same motion with slinging. So with the sling, once you get in the mindset of understanding that this is just an extension of the arm, you'll be fine. Okay, so the common mistake that you'll see slingers make, you're going to see slingers, when you ask them to sling, they're going to do this.
Yeah.
So they're going to spin it too fast, and they're going to close their eyes, and they're going to be lose coordination. And the other mistake you're going to see them make is they're going to sling from the shoulder, and they're going to go like that. And that's when the slinging goes everywhere and wherever. But now if you learn how to control the slinging, not even needing a stone in the beginning, you just want to get yourself familiar with the sling. And feel free to join along with me when you're doing it. You want to take this super fast motion, which is dangerous, and then you want to slow that down. You rotate just from the wrist, keeping your shoulder relaxed. You rotate from the wrist. Now you bring that up, turn the spin horizontal, then drop your elbow below your ear, and make sure it's behind your ear. Square your stance, making sure you're not sitting too fast. You just go 1, 2, 3. and your hips should actually make the turn. And at the end of the sling, you should have that follow through where you're still kind of
That
looking
whip.
at your stone and keeping your focus through the throw. Like golf. Do you golf?
No.
Neither do I. I could never figure it out, but it's the exact, it's that same follow through that you have with golf.
Okay.
So before worrying even about the stone, just all you got to worry about is making the coolest sound with your sling. Now it's not going to be the exact same motion, but you'll learn how to make those corrections. So by the time you pick up a stone, it'll be a lot easier. So again, just rotating from the wrists, elevating over the head, taking it horizontal, dropping the elbow below the ear, keeping it behind the ear, and 1, 2, 3.
Easy,
Nice.
holding it right. Is he holding it right?
No, and you're actually doing everything right, and it will go forward. But what you're, the only part that you're missing is turning
Oh, okay.
of the body.
Ah,
Okay.
got
Give
it.
it a shot. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Almost.
No, and I felt that same way. But see, what's great about slinging is it'll break after you do it enough. You develop the confidence. You're going to develop that confidence to push all the way through the sling and actually just explode like Thor and get that hammer, get Mjolnir way out there.
Yeah, it
So
feels
right,
apprehensive like when you let it go.
yes,
you know,
it
you're
is
like, oh, I
scary.
want
So
to-
imagine how much scarier that is if you have a stone.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to worry about that liability. You just become familiar with the sling. You can do it, you know, honestly, if I had to recommend it, I would recommend doing this at least, slinging without the stone at least 50 times before. Yeah, I would recommend that because, and I'm only saying that because I'm an incredibly slow learner. But there, Ken, that was great.
You guys didn't catch that one?
actually-
Guys-
Oh,
Oh, you
good,
oh
good.
man, you missed the camera.
It's so fast.
But that hip follow through is so key, and if you want to take your slinging a little bit deeper, a good exercise for anybody who might be interested in slinging is don't just end your throw with right there and then just say get lazy. You want to sling and be prepared to reload, and after you do that for a while, you're going to start developing that coordination, and your body will make the corrections to bring everything back into where it needs to be.
All right, thanks a lot, Roman. Stay tuned. In the Mix continues from here in Humatic after the break.